This is 416 and a video on character arc, want and need, but let's start with picture of happiness. If everything in a character's life were exactly as they would want it, what would that life look like? The picture of happiness is the image that embodies this life dream, and it is often a specific image in the film. Often in the first act, this picture of happiness is at odds with the status quo. And this prompts the protagonist to pursue their want, which is often a specific concrete objective in the direction of the more general picture of happiness. For example, my life dream might be to be a revered and beloved screenwriting guru answering questions in a packed auditorium like Robert McKee. But my specific want is to teach this particular class and win the award for Screenwriting Teacher of the Year. There is no such award, but you see the point. The picture of happiness is a very general life dream. The want is the specific concrete goal that drives the second act. Now, speaking of want, this concrete objective is often complicated by a deeper need. Want and need are best understood in contrast to each other. So, we have a protagonist, and as we saw last week, the want is this protagonist's main objective in Act 2, a specific and clear goal that drives the plot forward. It defines what the protagonist believes would be a win. However, the need is an internal problem that a character needs to solve to be truly happy. This need is often denied or repressed by the protagonist, even if it is clear to the audience. A character's need may be at odds with their want, meaning the character may see embracing the need as a sign of failure. And that brings us to character arc. Usually characters change over the course of a story, but this transition doesn't happen all at once. The change happens gradually over a number of scenes as pressure and conflict rises until some crisis point triggers the final transition. These scenes are the points on an arc, beginning with the character entrance and ending with their exit. And again, this character change, related to the character need, is often difficult to make. Like our definition of story, there is a simple sentence that explains the convoluted complexities of character change in a simple way. Characters stubbornly resist change until the pain of changing is less than the pain of remaining the same. So the arc, like other elements we are exploring, has a kind of structure. It begins in the status quo, but the story propels the character into an unfamiliar world. As they adapt to the new world, they are forced to change in gradual but significant ways. The character resists change, and it isn't until some deeply painful crisis that a character makes the full metamorphosis. In character-driven movies, the protagonist may spend a lot of time stuck in a loop where they attempt to change but then backslide or relapse into their old behavior. This is often dramatized by the characters stubbornly pursuing their want and ignoring or denying their need. In general, we can say that the plot is driven by the character's want, but the character arc is driven by the character's need. Often the moment of crisis is marked by a character reversal, in which they shift from pursuing their want to pursuing their need. We saw this in North by Northwest, when Thornhill, who just wanted to find Kaplan, clear his name, and go home, shifts to pursuing his need, embodied by Eve. His character arc is this shift from selfish, hard-drinking womanizer to self-sacrificing, sober, and romantically committed hero. Now, you may be skeptical that Thornhill's particular arc and need are simplistic male fantasies, but hang on to these definitions of want and need. They turn out to be useful in even the most complex and sophisticated films, and surprisingly versatile.